Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I have another holiday video for you, and this is a recipe that I have never actually attempted to make on this channel. So today we are going to be making a vegan stuffed holiday roast. If you haven't seen my other holiday recipes, I will link them below, and I'll also create like a holiday playlist so that they can kind of be all in one place. All of the information for that will be below as usual. So I think that is everything I have to say for now. Let's get into the video. We're starting off by making the stuffing. So in a pan on medium heat, add a little bit of oil, and then you can add in the garlic, mushrooms, and onions, and cook those for a few minutes until the onions become translucent. Then you can add in the cranberries and walnuts and cook that for a few more minutes until the walnuts get toasted, and just to give it a little bit of time for all the flavors to combine. And then at this time you can also add some salt and pepper. Then you want to leave that off the heat so that it has time to cool before we add it to the seitan roast. So now we're going to make the roast. In a food processor or blender, add the white beans, or I'm using pinto beans, cloves of garlic, and tahini, and then I add a little splash of water or vegetable broth just to make it blend into a nice creamy consistency like this. In a large mixing bowl, you can add your Vital Wheat gluten, nutritional yeast, salt, thyme, and sage, and whisk that together until it's combined. If there are any other spices that you really like or any other flavors you want to add in, you can do that here. Then add in the bean puree mixture. It looks kind of gross, I'm not gonna lie, but you just want it kind of evenly dispersed with the dry ingredients. And then you can add in the vegetable stock. So you want to stir that around until it becomes a nice dough, and I find that it's easiest when it gets a little bit harder to stir at the end to just use your hands. So you want to make sure that all the wheat gluten is incorporated and that you knead it for just a couple minutes. You don't want to do it too long, but again, just make sure that it's all incorporated into a nice dough. Then add that to a clean, flat surface and use a rolling pin or your hands to just flatten it out. So you want it to look like this, and then you can add the stuffing to the middle and try to roll it kind of like a burrito by tucking in the ends and then just folding the top part over. There is quite a lot of stuffing, so it's a little bit hard to roll, but just kind of use your hands to make it all squish in there. And then add that to a piece of parchment paper and again roll it like a burrito. So fold in the sides and then fold over the top, and then add that to a piece of tin foil and roll that up nice and tight and fold in the ends. Then you want to bake that in your 375 Fahrenheit oven for about 1 hour, just flipping halfway through. And you want it to feel nice and firm when it comes out of the oven. So while that's in the oven, we can make the gravy. So to a small pot, you want to add the tahini, soy sauce, and a little bit of maple syrup. Then just stir that together, and then you can add the broth. I'm using a vegan beef broth, but you can use vegan chicken broth or a vegetable broth. And then you want to add in the sage and thyme and stir that all together. And then once it is simmering, you can add in the cornstarch and water mixture, and this is going to thicken it pretty much right away. So you want to keep whisking it as you add that, and then once it's all combined and thick, you can just take that off the heat or leave it on a really low heat to stay warm. So once the seitan is done and it feels firm, you can take it out of the oven and let it cool. Then you can slice it and serve with the gravy. I'm actually pretty proud of myself for coming up with this recipe because, as you guys probably know, stuff like this has never been and probably never will be the focus of my channel, like recreating meat. I think there are a lot of people on YouTube who do that and they do it very well, but that's just never been like something that I have thought I was good at or like wanted to explore too much. But that being said, getting out of your comfort zone sometimes is just really fun. That's why I have a hair in my nose. That is why I am pretty proud of myself for challenging myself to come up with something like this. And it's really good. When I go to Christmas dinner, I'm all about the sides and the desserts. I love like the mashed potatoes and the roasted veggies and the gravy, and then like the pies and cookies and all that for dessert. The meat has never really been like the main part of meals for me, but it is nice to have something meaty to put along with all the other amazing recipes that you guys bring to your Christmas dinners. This looks pretty meaty if you ask me. This recipe is a thumbs up from me, and also a thumbs up from the other people who I made try it, aka my parents and my friends. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed this recipe, and if you tried it, make sure to take a photo and tag me on Instagram or Twitter. I would love to see your recreations and know what you thought of this recipe. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and hopefully I or someone else will be able to answer them. Thank you guys again for watching. I love and appreciate you all so much, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.